Hello and welcome to this series of instructional videos on AECOsim Building Designer V8i. This session's all about content, and when we talk about content in Building Designer, we're talking a lot of things. But in this particular case, we're talking casework, schematic casework, and at the end we're going to roll up our sleeves and get some plumbing done. Building Designer is packed with available content for you, and if you come across to our task-based interface here, 9 rows down, and you'll see this is the whole row based around content. We have everything from schematic content, casework content, and even specialty content here. You can see in this particular project, I have the ability to place any specialty equipment, including defibrillators, wet dry risers, every type of fire extinguisher known to man or beast, as well as a good old fire hose assembly cabinet recessed. The beauty of these objects is that each and every one of them is parametric. You can control them before, during, or after placement. And they're all set up or can be set up to their actual requisite dimensions. You can add in more information and more as you go, including things like manufacturer's name, type, serial number, URL to a spec sheet, everything that you require. So let's start looking at content and placing some schematic casework to begin with. Before we do that, what I'd like to do is perhaps zero in on a few items. We've used our top view extensively and our isometric as well. Our elevation view at this moment in time has been rather the poor cousin of the building information modeling viewing family so far. I'd like to correct that because when we're placing casework or any other object in Building Designer, we may actually need to zoom in to a specific point. And we may have certain objects in the way, walls, doors, windows, fittings, anything you like. So the ability to actually get a closer look is paramount. How do we do that in Building Designer? Well, let's come down to our elevation. And if you go across to the navigation toolbar at the top of each and every one of your 8 independently driven views, you'll see the penultimate icon here is this one, and it's called Clip Volume. If you click and hold, you need to apply, number 1, apply a clip volume. Once we've done that, the Place Fitted Section dialog box opens. We need the second icon along the bottom to be checked. We need our display clip element to be on and our arch building section also to be selected. And with that, you just click once in your elevation and straight away, a proverbial cheese wire has been taken through temporarily through your structure to enable you to get a better idea of what and how you're going to be designing a certain area. You can alter that because this is a dynamic view by simply clicking on this arrow here in the plan or in the isometric and moving this cutting plane backwards or forwards to your wishes, and your elevation updates accordingly. If we move it in through the wall into the next room, you'll see it changes again. Let's click and hold on this and bring it back just above the column line here in the plan view. Okay, what next I want to do is actually just zoom in to around about this area here, do the same in the isometric, and we might as well do the same in our elevation too. Right click to reset, and now we just get on with placing our cabinetry. Task-based interface, 9 rows down, first icon, place schematic casework. The Place Schematic Casework dialog box opens, 3D Dynamics is checked, and we need to go up to our building primary. Casework's already active, family is already there, but our active part, we have quite a wealth of them. And the one we want to use is a base and wall cabinets with countertop and backsplash at 36 inches high. Click that, and now we're ready to place some casework, Building Designer style. We're going to click here at this return of the wall and AccuDraw and AccuSnap, helping us out here straight away. If you look in your isometric view, you can see the run of cabinets and base units going on. We're going to click in the corner here and extend the return this way. And as soon as I click to place, you can see that Building Designer not only has placed some schematic casework, but has also mitered the countertops, cabinetry, and kick plates underneath, as well as those wall cabinets above. And now that I'm secured where I want, I just right click, because now we have set our cabinetry. Now, it wouldn't be Building Designer, and it certainly wouldn't be Building Information Modeling without the need or the requirement to modify anything that you have produced. And in this case, we're going to show you how to modify cabinetry, schematic, or otherwise in a number of different ways. The first one is that we're going to be using a good old time-honored method of modifying a form. Which form? Well, in your task-based interface, it's 3 rows down, last icon, Modify Form. The Modify Form dialog box opens. We need to click on the last icon, Extend a Linear Form here, and our method, if we click on that jump box, is going to be to an imaginary line. Make sure that your locks down here say that your graphic group is on. And with that, all we need to do now is come and select this run of cabinetry. After that, we click on, using AccuDraw and AccuSnap, the center of this run of wall. We draw an imaginary line out and we click. And straight away, our cabinetry is cut back almost again as a cheese wire to that imaginary line. Perfectly every element of it. And that's fine. But you can also modify your cabinetry in another way. And to do that, we're going to come up to our task-based interface to the second row down and the fourth icon in. And we're going to use an old friend called Break Wall. We're not actually going to break the wall, but we are going to break the cabinetry. I'm going to select this point here, and if I select the wall, I can just right-click my mouse and it will actually cycle through the various objects that are in the region of where my mouse is. In this case, my cabinetry. I then draw my imaginary line, you can see the arrowhead there, to the next one. And I click, and straight away, you can see, not only in my plan, but also in my isometric, that I have now cut through this section of cabinetry. Why? Because we need to place a sink there. To do that, what I'm going to do is come back to my task-based interface, and I'm going to go to my Form Modeling tab and click on the third icon in the first row, Place a Curve Form. My Place Curve Form dialog box opens, and I need to come back to my building primary and select what sink unit I want to choose. And the sink unit is a sink-based cabinet with countertop backsplash at 36 inches high. Once I do that, I can perhaps zoom in to my isometric here and place this cabinet, right-click to reset, and if I zoom out, you can see that I have actually placed that brand new cabinet in line with all the other countertops, units, and everything else. Now comes the part of actually placing the sink inside of it. Let's come back to our task-based interface under Architectural Design, and in that we go 8 rows down and we come to the plumbing fixtures. Second icon in, Place User Defined Type Plumbing Fixture. The Place User Defined type opens, and we can come down here and click on this jump box to see what is the content for our project that's available. And what we want to do is look for a sink. There's a kitchen sink with a double bowl, and it's 25 by 19.5. With that set, and you can see some of the parameters that we can change or we can add to at any time, including our lead ability here. And we can move this dialog just out of the way here, because what we're going to do now is come in here and click, and it highlights our wall. And you can see now that we have our double sink top here. Click once to place and right click to reset. And now we have our double sink top placed in our countertop in this new cabinetry. And what we can do now is come in and place some casework. That's 9 rows down. Second icon in, Place Casework. The Place Casework dialog box opens, and we're going to click on the jump box below the preview to see what is available to us in our project. And what we want to be doing is we want to be scrolling down here to a tall, frameless, 2 glass doors, 5 shelves. We're going to alter the dimension height here, and we're going to come in here. It says 6'8". We're going to change to 7'8". And we're going to change our width to 2'8". And our placement is going to be on the right hand side, and we do that just by clicking the red placement point and it becomes green. With that, we bring it in to our model, we click to place it, right click, and if we pan up just a little bit here, we have placed the first in a series of cabinets that we're going to be placing. Because now, if we just pan up again, all we need to do now, we need to set about another 2 or 3 in there. We're going to right click, copy, going to set the number of copies to 2. And what we're going to do is going to select our cabinet. We're going to move it down here. And very quickly, very easily, just place 2 more cabinets. So we've so far placed schematic casework, we've cut through it, we've replaced, we've placed plumbing fixtures in it, we've placed casework. but we may need to actually come in and edit individual entities of that particular casework. To do that, let's go down to our locks here at the bottom and make sure your graphic group is off, so therefore it's not checked. Okay, next thing we need to do here is we want to delete all the wall-mounted cupboards. So we're just going to come into our task-based interface, choose the delete option, and just delete all those cupboards. So we're going to come to our task-based interface under our architectural design tab, 9 rows down, 2 in, place casework. Our place casework dialog box opens. We're going to click on this jump box and scroll all the way down till we come to wall frameless, 2 glass doors, 2 shelves. Our depth is going to be 1. Our height, we're going to improve that to 3. And our width, we're going to bump up to 2'7". You can see again all the other necessary parameters that you can and fill out on the fly dynamically or have set up for you. With that, we're going to come into our isometric just here, click once using AccuDraw and AccuSnap to help me out, click again, and then simply I can right click and copy 2 extra copies of this one, hit my enter key, come back and simply click once there like that and place 3 of those frameless 2 glass door, 2 shelf cabinets straight away very easily. Now though, what we need to do now is go and look at our plumbing, and to do that we're going to come back to our section line that we cut and we're going to move this back into our bathrooms. Our elevation view changes immediately, and what we need to do now, not only to have that cut line there for our dynamic view, but we're going to use this in concert with the isolate feature. So we're going to create a selection set, and after we've done that, we'll right click on the element and we'll say isolate, and straight away we have not only got our section line and the view of that cutting plane, but now we've also suppressed. If we come here and fit view, we can quite happily and easily just zero in on a specific area of a model that we want to concentrate on. 8 rows down in our task-based interface, we have the whole series of plumbing fixtures. Second one in, we're going to come down here to our tubs to a standard 60 by 36. Our offset is obviously going to be 0, and we're going to be coming in here, selecting the wall that we want it to be on, and simply using AccuDraw and AccuSnap just to place our tub. We're also going to be placing a toilet as well. To do that, we come down to our task-based interface, 8 rows down, second icon in, and our place user-defined plumbing fixture opens up. And this one we want to be a toilet floor-mounted tank. So we're going to click in our jump box, scroll down to toilet floor-mounted tank, and we're going to click the wall that we want it to be placed on, and click once more to place. The beautiful thing is here is that as we have standardized construction, we can probably, most likely, just mirror these across a vertical line and make a copy at the same time and place them in exactly the same place in the bathroom next door. And you can see in our elevation, and you're getting some idea in our isometric, just some of the level of detail that we can get to with Building Designer. And before we finish all of this, we just need to right click and say isolate clear. And as you move through, you can actually populate your model as far as you wish to go. And this session has been all about content with our schematic casework, and plumbing fixtures of AECOsim Building Designer V8i. Thank you very much.